Thank-
Good evening, everybody. This is February 16th,
16.
2026. I look
Yeah.
at my calendar before I start, and then immediately I see your faces and it goes out my head. This is our Monday night training. So everybody say hi for those that aren't here. Hello.
Hi.
I miss you.
Hi
You're
there.
here. All right, I'm going to share my screen, take notes, and here we go. All righty. We went to start with some celebrating. So let me get everybody bigger here so I can see everybody, which is raise your hand if you have one enrollment so far this month. Yay, Jen, Stephanie, Linda. That is exciting. That is exciting. Yay. How about two enrollments so far this month? Linda. Woohoo. How about three enrollments so far this month? Sunday. Anybody have more than three enrollments so far? All right, I want to celebrate you with the fact that you're here. Yay, you made the time. We're going to actually talk about time management, which is fun. All right. Let me shrink all you guys down again. And here we go. Tomorrow, last day for dollar enrollments. So follow up, follow up, follow up. Dangle that in front of people. Because remember, they also get the little gold bar gift. This happened today, by the way. This is how great Melaleuca is. I enrolled someone 2 days ago. This is the third day. And so you get the gold bar if you place an order within 48 hours. And she was having a hard time getting the Melaleuca site to come up. It kept coming up as the site's no longer available, or it would loop around arrow 404. And so I finally said, "Are you trying to use Chrome?" And she goes, "Yeah." And this happens to me with Chrome often, you guys. Chrome gets filled up with cookies really fast and it blocks the Melaleuca site. So the moment I said, pull it up on Safari, it happened just like that. So I called,
That
we got everything in the,
that happens a lot with getting paid. I had that trouble too.
yeah,
That
it's
you
not them, it's your server on your system
oh,
has too many cookies. It's not Melaleuca.
huh.
So that means, like I use Chrome a lot. So every time you go onto different sites, it forms cookies like memories, right? And if it gets too full, the Melaleuca site won't work. It's not Melaleuca. And so I went into, and so we pulled it up on Safari. I helped replace I had got everything there. And then I said, don't push send yet. I'm going to call Mel. Look, and I called the order line and I told them the situation. And I said, her order's ready to go. I just want you to put the gold bar in there because we've just been having computer problems. And they did. And so they gave her the gold bar. They always do that, you guys, especially if it's a computer issue. But know that about your computer. Um, for some reason, I told her the situation. I said, I don't know if you can I don't even know if it's anything that Melaleuca can do, but if you have a site, whatever it is, if it gets too many cookies, Melaleuca is going to look like the site isn't up, and it's not the case. The site's up, okay? So
And
just
Sandy, they told me one time it works a lot better with Firefox.
Firefox, okay?
Mhm.
hmm I like Safari, but there we go. Lena,
Yeah.
or not Lena, I'm sorry. I'm looking right at Leanne. I don't know why I said that. Leanne,
Oh,
could you please look up my
sorry.
chats for me during this meeting? If there's anything I need to, then interrupt me, please, okay? This is this week in review. This is what's going on. Notice some things. Newbie working Zoom. If you haven't done this, this is me helping newbies work through the working Zoom sheet and how we do this so that when we do a working Zoom, they're already up and ready to go. Also notice when I'm doing a business overview, there's a couple of those. I'm doing social media training. This Thursday is our open Q&A section. It's a little bit different. I start off with a quiz. Ask you guys what you know, and you can bring your questions to me. So that it's all about what are you doing? Whoever is your galaxy, you're actually writing all over my screen. I think that's you, Doris. I think you're writing all over my screen.
Sorry. So sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay, honey. Last Saturday, you guys, we did a new builder launch, and then we did director in a day. And both of those were incredibly powerful. If you've never done a director in a day, it literally is just kind of like a power sitting down power outer for 2 hours making phone calls. And we got so much accomplished. It was exciting. I made everybody stand up after an hour. We did push-ups, we moved around, shook our tushies, that kind of thing. So please be involved in these. If you've never been on a new builder launch, and I had some people on there going, I want to know what you're saying. So we talked about it. So get involved in the system here. So again, this is this Thursday, the 19th, and then the following Thursday is the month recap and then the strategy session for March. So please make a list of what you need to bring because we got paid. So you do have your current organizational volume, the number of customers. You have this information now in your business report. You can also find it in your Grow More report under KPIs. You got 3 different sources for finding this. So bring this on. This is very powerful. Last time we did this, so I hope you guys show up. Okay, this is about time management, and the reason I wanted to do this, you guys, is that I had 2 people today talk about not having enough time. And what I know is this, you guys, I'm going to stop this for a second. Whatever you like the most is where you will give your time to. Whatever it is you like the most is where you will give your time to. Let that sink in. So if you've had any time this past week where you've gone, well, I just didn't have time, where did your time go? I'm turning off my sound here because someone keeps texting me. Think about the reason why you didn't have time for this. Where did your time go? Because chances are you were doing something else that you actually like to do better. Now, some of you I know. I don't enjoy taking my mom to the doctor, is what Deborah's thinking. I know that's not her highlight. I know taking breathing treatments for my asthma is not what I like doing. But I also know Deborah got some new paints for face painting, and I know she spent time doing that. So you have to think about where has your time gone, and we're going to talk about that. So I want you to write that down. You will spend your most time doing what you enjoy doing, what you want to do. Scrolling through Facebook, watching videos. I tell you what, those shorts on YouTube can get me. They really can. So,
Sandy, I promise it's the truth. I did not have time for laundry. It was not my fault.
that's right. That's right. So, you guys, the person who said this, she goes, well, I have this business, other business that I'm working. I'm going, you don't need 8 hours a day. I literally said this. You don't need 8 hours a day to build Melaleuca. You just need some clarity, some consistent, some focused action. I said these things, and as I'm saying them, I was, well, boy, I need to make a slide out of this. And so we're going to talk about how to make this business fit into real life. Because the consistent thing that I hear you guys talk about is consistently not making time for this. That is honestly the thing I hear more than anything else. Is something else got in your way. You didn't do your calendar, but you're doing what you want because you got the same 24 hours as everybody else. You're getting something done.
Hey, Sandy, don't forget to restart the recording, Jen says.
It's recorded. I didn't
Oh,
stop the
okay.
recording. I just stopped the screen sharing. So thank you.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Yeah, the little red button. Actually, don't you see the little red button that says?
I see it now. It just had paused momentarily.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I heard recording stopped and then I didn't hear recording started again.
I love
So
the voices in your head. They say the weirdest thing. The big myth is this, you guys, I don't have time. We all have time.
That's right.
You all have time. The difference between people who grow and people who stall is what they do with their small pockets of time. You guys heard me say pockets of time, right? It's the same clock. You can build your business in 30 minutes a day, or 1 hour a day, or 2 hours a day. There is a rule. Oh my gosh, it just flew out of my head. There's like Eugene's rule or whatever the rule is. And the rule is this: however much time you have for a project is how much time it's going to take you. And I remember in college, there was this super hot guy named Steve. And Deborah and I were going to college class together, and I asked Steve, because he was gorgeous, how long does it take you to get ready? He goes, it depends on how much time I have. If I have 2 hours, it takes me 2 hours to get ready. If I have 15 minutes, I have 15 minutes to get ready. And that stuck with me because it's true. When people say, how much time does it take you to put on your makeup? Depends on how much time I have, right? So if it's only minutes, if those minutes are intentional, that's really what's going to make the difference in your schedule here. So income producing activities, not all tasks matter equally. Some of you are doing the no over explaining challenge. How many people are doing my little Facebook challenge thing? Yeah.
Oh.
That's truly, you guys, about maximizing your time, right? And that if you think about, these are the things that feel productive, but they're not, the overtraining. This week also, I've had to help people to go do one grow training and then stop. Like, don't spend 3 or 4 hours going through growth thinking that you're going to build a business. You don't need to learn it all at one time. So organizing endlessly. I got to organize this. I got to organize that. And I talked to somebody about taking all your papers and just put them in a box and handle one piece of paper. Otherwise, you're just moving things from place to place. So your activities need to be reaching out and following up some conversations and exposure and enrolling and supporting other builders. This is where your time needs to be, not in the overtraining. And everybody's going to go, okay, I'm going to give up Monday nights. No. Okay, the 3-part system, okay? If you do these things daily, your business is going to grow. 5 per day. Talk to new people. 5 engagements, right? 5 talk to new people. 5 invites to learn more about Melaleuca. 5 connections. And then 5 starting conversations. If you just did that, 5 per day, take a picture of it. Or you watch this again and write them down, because you got to figure out when are those pockets of time you're going to 5 talk to new people. Follow-ups. And this is where you have to embrace. Sometimes it takes 7 to 13 follow-ups before you get what you want. This morning at Monday Mindset, we did talk about ghosting. Wasn't that this morning, Linda? Talked about ghosting? No, you were not. This is not my saying. You all have heard this. Fortune's in the follow-up. You have to follow up. You have to, and you have to work on, when is that going to be, though? When is that little pockets of time? To expose Melaleuca to others, you have to send information. And the sending information, I enrolled 3 people. 2 of them really had problems with some stuff, and I had to share the Oligo. I had to share the fiber information. I had to share, and send information for them to understand how this is going to help change their life. And so also, you guys, this is something that we talked about last year. Do you have your story down? What is your story? What's your health story, your financial story? Why are you here story? What product helped you with that situation story? Because the more you can expose people to these things, like your story, it leads to decisions on others to switch what they're doing. And your story, you guys, is so powerful. Have you written that down? Have you tried it out on some people that you trust, like your accountability group, your fast track group? Share your story and see what people think. Okay, this is called the 30-minute power plan. 30 minutes. That's it. 30 minutes. Consistency beats long days. 10 minutes to reach out. 10 minutes for follow-up. Okay, let's look about how we break that down. In the morning, maybe those are when you send out your text messages for invites. In the lunchtime, you do some follow-up. In the evening is when you chat to people. Even 15-minute blocks work. You don't need a perfect schedule. You just need protected pockets. In other words, protected times when you set an alarm. But think about breaking down the working Zoom, which all this stuff is on there. When are you blocking out that time to do that? And I guarantee you, those of you on here, or those of you watching that have a hard time working in this, the first thing that you did not do is block out time. Now, there's some people on here that are color coders. Let me break this down. Who on here are my color coding lovers? Who's one of the people that love color coding their calendar? Linda is, right? Deborah is. Patty's a color coder. Michelle. When you color code, it helps you block out the time, knowing from this to this. Now, some of you need to set alarms to make sure you're doing it, right? But that color coding of going, here's my working Zoom, sending out messages, doing the critical activity, nowhere on your color coded blocks of time does it say randomly scrolling through stories on Facebook, does it? Nowhere on there do you go, let's keep watching grow videos and maybe something will happen. No, I mean, there is a time on there on to do some grow, but that's 15 minutes and then stop. And if you don't have 15 minutes, then do that on, Saturday afternoon or something like that. All right, I'm not a color coder, that's why I asked. Okay, the next thing you have to ask yourself is, what steals your time? This is where we got to own up. Just like those of us that are, on R3, we had to own up what steals our diet. For me, it's cookies. Some people, Deborah, chips and salsa, right? It's the same thing here. What is stealing your time? Where is that time going? And for those of you that work with me long enough, I've actually said to audit your time. Go through your day, and I want you to write this down. If you're going, I don't know where my time is, I want you to audit your time. Literally stole this from somebody at convention, where she asked her team to go through the day and to say, where is your time going? Okay. Are you overthinking things? I could point fingers right now of all my overthinkers on here, right? Some of you are looking down, looking away. Perfectionism, you guys, we are not ever going to be perfect. Jesus is perfect. The rest of us don't have to be, okay? So just get over that. And then waiting for motivation. A couple days ago, I said, write this down. A equals M equals A. Do you guys remember that? A equals M equals A. Action equals motivation equals action. So you have to act before you're motivated. So you're not going to find motivation here. If you are not paying off your bills and that stack of bills are stacking up, if that's not enough motivation for you, then we talk about that. Okay, consistency is so much better than intensity. I cannot stress that enough about how you have to be consistent with your little blocks of time. You don't need one huge day than nothing. This is like, okay, I'm going to run today, but no more for the rest of the year. That shall help me lose weight. No, it's just small amount. If you guys saw the video, I'm running for 15 minutes. I'm running so slow. Like I said, I'm sure turtles are passing me. I'm running so slow, but I'm doing it and I'm being consistent. Small daily actions, and then the steady efforts. We don't need bursts. We just need steady efforts of following the system. Okay, steady efforts. So your goal is, the question is, what do you want? So what are you wanting from doing this, you guys? Why are you here? Why are you building the Melaleuca business? So the possible goals, do you need $500 a month? Do you need more flexibility? Do you need a trip? Debt freedom? What is it that you're needing? And how do you break that up into little consistent activities, okay? Like it says, these goals require daily seeds daily. So for the next 7 days, you guys, next 7 days, I want you guys to do this. Take a picture, write it down. 7 reach outs every day. I mean 5. I don't know why I said 7. 5 reach outs, 5 follow-ups, and 1 exposure every day for the next 7 days. Exposure means to share Melaleuca with somebody. Not perfection, just consistency, okay? Take a picture, write it down. 5 reach outs, 5 follow-ups, then before, and then 1 exposure. So the thing about this is, if we did this every day, what would that be like? And I tell you what, those of us that were on our director in a day, I gave everybody a script, which I'm going to give you guys, and it was amazing how effective we were. We got a lot done. Okay, time management isn't about being busy. It's about being intentional. But I hear from the people on here that what you're intentional about needs tweaking. Okay, you're not making, working on your engagement list. You're not being intentional about that. So you're running out of people to talk to. You're not being intentional about adding names to your contact list. So you run out of people to talk to. You're not intentional about just going through the people that you have been talking to and just asking the questions about seeing more about Melaleuca. Okay? You need clear action. You need a daily thing of what you want to accomplish during the day. Okay? So step 1. Okay. So here's what I did, and this is what I'm going to ask you guys to do, okay? You ready? Here's your challenge. You guys ready? How many people on here would love to get to senior director before the end of the year? Okay. So I want you guys in the chat box, I want you to type how soon and how many months do you want to be senior director?
Before the end of the year.
That's it. Parkinson's law, Deborah. Parkinson's law for time management says the work expands to fill the time available for completion, right? May 31st, you want to be a senior director, okay? All right.
I'll be in Idaho Falls May 31st, come hell or high water.
You have to be senior director by the end of March in order to go to Road to Senior in July.
No. That's February, right?
No. There's a Road to Senior in February and there's one in July.
Right, Road to Senior in February 2027.
Okay. So what's May 31st then?
That's my goal, May 31st.
Okay. August
I don't-
31st, December 31st. Come on, you guys, type your dates in there. There's a lot of you raised your hands. I want to know.
Sandy, I think they've done away with the February one. They just do the July one.
I don't know. I don't know because they're so big now. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
February 28th, senior director of next year, I guess. July 21st, July 1st, 6, 24, 27 or sooner. Okay, my birthday, February 2027. Okay, so that's the first goal. I still need to hear from Patty and Deborah. Patty's August 31st. Sorry, girlfriend. Erica, Crystal, Sharon. Sharon's on there July 1st. Carolyn, July, December. Linda, December. Okay. So this is what I did, and I'm going to have you guys do the same thing, which is, we're going to ask ChatGPT to help you.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're going to do, this is what you need to do, what you need to have in front of you. Your current rank, number of customers, number of active builders, personal enrollments for the month, income goals, and hours you can work weekly. Cannot map a path if you don't know where you're starting, right?
Right.
So then I want you to get on ChatGPT and say, and this is the prompt, this is what you write. I'm currently a blank director. I'm a director, product advocate, director 2. I have this many customers, active builders. Take a picture of this, right? Give me a daily and weekly activity plan to reach senior director in 6 months, 12 months, by whatever it is, okay? Include reach outs, follow-up engagements, and team growth. Be honest with your number. It only works if you're real. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down how many months you want to be. Then they're going to give you a PDF. He's going to give you a PDF and print it, highlight your daily actions, write down the numbers, and keep it visible. Clarity and visibility equals consistency. Now, my Chad, is actually putting together a game plan document for you to fill out. Okay, because I have one that I'm doing mine. So this is giving you a consistent plan so you can say, this is how long, and they're going to show you. Now, your job is to find the pockets of time to do that. Right? Then you're going to keep your own tracks of the daily reach outs, your follow-ups, your exposures, your enrollments, your building conversations. Those are called engagements, because this is what Melaleuca is asking us to track for Fast Track, because they want us to do it all the time. You guys understand the reason for Fast Track is if you embrace what they're asking us to do and do it all year long, your business will build. Tracking your numbers. You have to be consistent with tracking what you're doing, and you have to start by going, where are those pockets of time where I can work, okay?
Mhm.
And if you follow this, it's going to build momentum. It's going to build your confidence because you're going to see. I don't worry about the outcome. I just worry about getting through the list that your Toby, whatever your guy's name is, told you to do. I'm just working through my to-do list. I'm not concerned about the outcome. I'm doing my to-do list. Okay? You don't need more motivation, guys. You need a system.
Mhm.
And you need to have your schedule where you actually honor what you say, and then do it. Quit making, pickleball more important than this, than getting out of debt, because that's your choice.
Mhm.
Whatever you find that you're doing, you go, okay, here's my goal of debt, but what's more important is pickleball, movies with my girlfriends. And I can look around the room and see what some of you guys do, and you're saying this is more important than having a emergency fund, paying off debt, having a legacy, having a retirement. You're making that more important. Okay, so ask GPT, print your plan, fill in the numbers of your plan, and then start tomorrow. Start tomorrow. So do this tonight. It doesn't take them very long. And I challenge you all to name your chat.
I did.
If you guys haven't, if you've named your chat, type your name in the chat box. Let's see. Mine's Toby.
Okay.
All right. Now, this is from Ashley Olive's training. The other day we did a fast track with her, not a fast track, but a power hour. And if you guys were on here, I took pictures of her slides. One of the things, again, that I hear so much is that I don't really have anyone to talk to. This is how to build a thriving contact list. When is your pockets of time? When are you doing this? You guys, you have to write that down. You have to ask, when am I doing a contact list? There's always in person. She wrote this. She goes to children's sports events, work events for their husband, networking events, class parties, bunko. Saturday, David and I are going to go to a birthday party. It's Mob's and Mob's wife birthday party. So we're dressing up as a mob and mob wives. And I'm going because I know there's going to be great food, but also to meet people. Social media. Groups, old co-workers, old classmates. You guys know my story with meeting Tammy. I went to high school with. The girl that I just enrolled was an old bed and breakfast guest of mine. Okay, we met through social media. Engage. This is a pocket of your time. Engage. That's why we have a engagement list. You got to talk to people. Send messages unrelated to Melaleuca. You got to build trust. You got to build curiosity. You've got to get people. You can't be people going, oh, I'm going to talk to her. She's going to throw Melaleuca up on me. Respond to stories, your stories and other people's stories.
Mhm.
When are you doing it though? When's that pocket of time? Commit genuine and authentic comments. Comment on them, right? Have that back and forth engagement. If I see, and Linda's picture is the only one I see right now, if I see Linda Medina putting a picture of her rowing, how much can I engage if I just write, cool?
Mhm.
That's not going to engage, is it? I need to go, how long have you been doing a rower? I have a rower. This is as far as I can go. How far are you going? How many reps can you do? How much time do you spend on them? Have you tried to tighten up the rower thing yet? There's so many things that you can ask a combination to get her going. So cool or thumbs up is not going to engage with her. Does that make sense? I hate thumbs up. Here's an approach. This is kind of the one that we did on Saturday. This is why it's good to take a picture. On Saturday, I said, let's all do this. And we all set appointments by doing this. And I love it. So I've deleted this message no less than 10 times because I get too nervous to hit send, which is so silly because I know how kind you are. And I did a voice text. We all did voice messages. I genuinely love this story where I get my essentials, and I think you'd be obsessed too. And before you say no, all I'm asking is, would you put your eyes on it and tell me what you think? And I've been talking to this girl for over a year, and she said yes. Here's another one. I wanted you to look at this store forever. I watch you share those sweet kiddos. So if you're following somebody, someone that has babies, someone that works out a lot, whatever, someone that's, going to the gym all the time, someone who's really working to lose weight, there's a way that you can tweak this all the time. So if you notice somebody, again, if you're having your pockets of time to watch social media, I've been watching my stories, and clearly you can tell I'm obsessed with where I shop.
Yes.
This is a good one. So maybe you need to put some stuff about where you shop on there.
Mhm.
Really impressed. Linda's been doing that really well. Doris has been doing a great job. Really happy
Yeah.
about that.
Mm.
I love this one. I'm going to be super
Go,
bold.
Sandy, go back one slide just for a second. My camera didn't take. Thank you.
I'm going to be super, and I love this. This is a business approach. I'm going to be super bold today and just ask you, what would
Mhm.
it take for you to look at what I do for an extra stream of income?
Mhm.
Isn't that great? I'm going to just be super bold and ask this because there's a sense of transparency in this, right? And being really transparent. I'm just going to be bold because I'm kind of afraid to be. I like this one. 8 customers shopping is $300 in just bonuses, and I genuinely think it would be worth your time to put it in your eyes on it. Before you say no, all I'm asking is, can I send you some details? So again, she's saying don't say no.
Okay.
The business approach. I have wanted to ask you this because every time you post, I think I think we could be best friends. You're so funny and relatable. Again, she's complimenting them, right? Put in your compliments. I think we could be best friends, Deborah, because I see all this great art stuff that you do, even if it's on little kids' faces. And, you know, I don't know if an extra income is needed for your family, with everything being so expensive these days. So this is a very cool one. What do you know about them and based on what they're posting? Okay, now we're always going to have some negative roadblocks, and you have to know this well enough to know how to handle them. I don't think I'd ever order too much. Which product and services survey do you send, right? I don't need that much cleaning supplies. Oh man, if I'm so sorry I gave the impression it was only cleaning products, I am so sorry. That's not what I meant to do. This is the one that's so important. You guys be yourself. And this is what Deborah brought to a long time ago. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. Don't try to emulate other people's. Just be you.
Mhm.
90% of what you share needs to be from your own home and what you use. That, you guys, is when I saw her do that. That has been my new lingo for when I'm talking to new builders, going, what makes this so strong is the fact of your own personal testimonies. That's what's going to make the difference for you.
Mhm.
So, um, does anybody have any questions or comments? No.
I just have to say, I know that it's been repeated by several of us, but I so appreciate the time and effort that you've taken and put into all of this for all of us.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
that's an amazing amount of time.
It means a lot because you're running so many different things plus your own stuff. So I just thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. I enjoy doing this, and um, I wish.
Ditto from John in Dallas, Sandy.
What'd you say, sweetheart?
Ditto from John in Dallas.
Oh, my coffee take. My coffee take. I love this. My chat is Chad, Lucy, Nova, Fred, Chad, Fabio, Zeba. Ooh, Grace. Very good. Very good. I refuse to name the robots.
I wanna say something in regards to, you know, like it said in the beginning, you mentioned that, we have to be willing to help people understand what Melaleuca is about, right? This is a little bit different. I was in the sauna and I bumped into that girl twice, the one who has a mortgage, and she struck up the conversation with me. She thought I was a different person because I had a different top. She thought I was my black suit, I had a different top, and she says, "Well, how often do you come here?" And I said, "Allie?" And she says, "Linda?" I said, "Yeah." So we so we got into a conversation, because I had sent her the information with Maluka, but she never responded. I sent her a text, but she never responded. So I said, so we got into a conversation, and for some reason I told her that the church was doing a fast, a prayer fast. And I never thought I would get this question. She says, "What's that?"
Well,
We
that's
take it for
interesting.
granted that people know what we know.
Mm-hmm.
They, they don't. So I had to lay it down and say, so, that's kind of you deny something you really love, and you put it on the shelf and you just pray to God that He will, honor that. to help you to get a breakthrough in other areas. Try to simplify it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that taught me something. That taught me that sometimes we talk Melaleuca lingo and people are lost
Yeah.
because we've been in it so long. We don't mean to do that. It's just part of our who we are. But we have to stop and think, like Sandy says sometimes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get this part? What I'm saying? Because if you don't, tell me so we can break it down, right? Or we can explain a little bit better, right? So I thought that was very interesting. So I just wanted to share that.
I appreciate that. One of the terms that we use, and I had somebody say it to somebody in a group, and I pulled them aside. I said, I think this is one of those things like, and I used your analogy, people that go to church all the time, they talk church lingo, you know, and the lingo that was used was, do you have a plan B? And I remember the first time I heard that at a Melaleuca thing, and I went, what does that mean, plan B? And I'm sitting there going, what is this? And it's a lingo that we use, but a lot of people have no idea what that means, a plan B. So I strike that from my conversation because I remember being there going, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean a plan B? For whatever reason in my world, that's never come up, right? But you're right. We have to kind of, as Laura Beitler has said from Melaleuca, and her whole thing is turning this into kindergarten entrepreneurship. We got to start simple. Like, what are you doing with your time? And the concept, which is very simple, you're using your time where you want to use it. Like you're making that more important. Like I want to go do laundry because then I can sit there and watch Netflix while I do it, right? Or I want to go, you know. And so when I was doing this, I remember thinking Darren Hardy actually talked about what are you making more important than your goal? But you have to know what that goal is and what it leads to. That's why this whole thing about when do you want to get to senior director? For those of you that didn't write anything down about when you wanted to get to senior director, like why? Um, and have you not really thought about it? Not really thought about it, and then to break it a plan. So what we're trying to teach here, not trying, what I want to teach and what I want you guys to understand is that you will grow faster if you embrace this concept of going, I want to accomplish this and this and this by July 27th. I see July 2027 for Terry, July 2026 for Erica. So breaking that down, Erica, into have your chat guy break that down and then looking at your calendar, go, where does all my time go? What am I giving that I don't need to give? And the reason you give it is because it's more fun, because there are parts of this job that aren't really very fun. That's why when you get together, and one of the things that people talked about on Saturday is how much more fun it was to have a group of people, even if you looked up. And I said, I tell you what happened. I saw something and then I saw a note, oh, you need to respond to this person and send them that thing. And I started to do that. And then I looked up and I saw those people sitting there and go, oop, nope. Can't do that because we said we weren't going to do that. And I was just about to break the golden rule of don't do anything else, just make phone calls. And we got a lot done. It was really amazing. So, all right, I'm going to end this. Everybody say bye, and we're going to stop the recording.